Welcome to Trader TV Generation Trader, where we explore the increasingly diverse backgrounds of traders and the effect that has on investors. I'm Dan Barnes, and joining me today is Natasha Lauder, multi-asset trader at Schroders. Natasha, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So what's your background before you started trading?
I bought my first share when I was 8 years old. I used to save up, and whenever I won money at chess competition, I would watch the stock market in the evening while we were having dinner at home. I'd ask my parents to buy some of the stocks for me. So I've always had a love for numbers. I decided to do a physics degree at UCL, and that was actually my first taste of coding. So I did MATLAB there on my lab course. And then, of course, as you'd expect with the physics degree, lots of analytical skills and numeracy skills as well. And then I applied for the internship at Schroders, managed to get onto that, and then thankfully also managed to get asked to come back for the grad scheme as well. I started the grad scheme in the Data Insights Technology unit, learning how to use Tableau, which is a skill that I still use to this day. And I was producing dashboards for the distribution heads while I was in that team. And then I rotated into business consultancy, so Schroders' internal management consultancy team. And what they do is produce target operating models for all the different functions across the business whenever they're required. And then while I was in that team, the opportunity came up to go on a secondment to Asia. So I actually went to Singapore, Indonesia, and Taiwan for 6 months. And while I was over there, I was working with the traders. So we were just setting up Aladdin for our new order management system. And I had to teach the traders how to use Aladdin. And that was my first taste of it, really. So after that, I found a job opportunity in trading support. In that role, one of the first things that I wanted to do, probably because of my consultancy background, is do a high-level flow of how trading worked, like a front to back. So I sat with every single trading desk that we have and basically went through the life cycle of a trade, from picking it up to sending it to the platform to booking it out, all the different systems used. And then after that, I produced some dashboards. I worked really closely with the FX team. So that was producing internal dashboards, basically showing how wide is the spread for each of the different currency pairs and different sizes as a good reference for us. You could identify which counterparties were strongest in those areas. And then also producing quarterly reports that are used in our counterparty reviews. And after doing that, I was fortunately asked to join the desk as a junior trader.
So then how has your role evolved?
So my trading career started on the FX desk, and I've learned how to trade every single instrument that we trade, focusing on where is it liquid, where is it not liquid, what's a sizable trade to stick down RFS versus where does it need to be traded voice. And then our FX desk also trades money markets. What we do every single morning is we provide an update to portfolio managers on what's happening in the market the day before and anything they might need to know. So in doing that and providing the update for FX, it's obviously quite interlinked with interest rates. So that was my first taste of interest rates and then learning about that. And then after I'd been doing FX for a year, I started shadowing our rates traders. So that's for the developed market. I'm also now learning to trade emerging market rates and emerging market credit. The primary difference from what I've learned between those markets is FX, you can basically always get a price. Like if it's a trying market, it's going to be a wider spread, but you'll always get given a bid and an offer. Whereas in the rates market, very, very different. Quite often it's bidless, or, if they don't hold the paper, then they can't sell it to you. So particularly if you want to buy a bond, it's a lot more difficult. So naturally, rates is a lot higher touch, even in really, really small sizes.
What new skills has that required you to learn?
Predominantly, I think, risk management, just because the second you pick up a trade, you take ownership of that trade. So you need to make sure that you've got a strategy in place depending on what the market's going to do. Counterparty relationships is also very important. You need to know who to go out to and who's strong, particularly in maybe different currency pairs, who you know is going to be executing in the way that you want it to be executed.
Very much so. Now, do you think that trading desks are becoming more diverse? And if so, in which ways?
I do believe they are becoming more diverse, particularly around the skill set of the trader.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I would say most people that are going to get hired will have a background in analytics or coding, and you don't have to have taken the standard economics route. I know I haven't taken that route myself. There's more and more data now available, and we're using more and more when we're trading. We're going to need to start utilizing that, particularly for having a look at our TCA. And if you have a look at how many trades are going electronically versus being traded voice, going forward, it's definitely going to be a lot more multi-asset trading. I think it is becoming more of a prerequisite that you have an analytical or a coding background, because people are liking to bring that in-house onto the trading desk. They don't want to have another team working on that before them and having to wait 2 weeks for a report to be built. You want to be able to build it yourself if you can.
What advice would you give to somebody who was looking at having a career in trading?
I'd say you genuinely have to have a love for it. If you don't, you're not going to succeed in it. And I think don't get too stressed if you don't take that route straight away. Like, it's taken me 6 years to get here. I've taken a roundabout route, and everything I've learned along the way has been helpful for where I am today. So enjoy the ride.
Natasha, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Natasha for her insights today, and of course you for watching. To catch up on our other shows or to subscribe to our newsletter, go to tradietv.net.